alluding to, car accidents being, leading cause of death. Okay, that's momentum, right? And gravity and atomic structure is inferior. We've got all kinds of problems we all have to contend with. But those are organic and across the board. That's not my complaint. The other type are the kind that are invented. So that's why they're unnecessary. And poverty is what they've got to keep intact, desperate poverty. There's no way they can keep on stealing the wealth that belongs to the people. There's no way they can extract these exorbitant rents and mortgages people are paying unless people are living in abject fear of homelessness. And they are. I mean, it's unthinkable to people. I mean, so many people would rather put a bullet through their brain than lose their financial success. Really, I mean, that's how sad it is. And these people are the ones they think they got it going on. And perception is reality. Do you see how this delusion, it's a very dangerous delusion. I mean, there's good delusion. If you think, wow, I'm in love with this girl and, she may not barely know you exist and, you think she's flirting with you, but, she's just got eyes for all guys. She likes guys and, girls can be flirtatious and you're deluded believing that, that she's within your league and within, you know, your realm of possibilities of becoming your beloved. You know, that's not going to hurt you because if you see positive improvements like I have, I mean, yeah, I'm alluding to being in love with this lady, and but I've already reaped huge benefits, and I've thanked her for it just for being so cute. She's the perfect combination of womanly maturity that's so attractive and the hard-headed, strong woman thing going on, and she's got that sweet, innocent, virginal, playful thing going on, and she's just as pretty as they get, and I couldn't imagine if I was tasked with creating a lady as attractive. I couldn't do any better. She's just to me, she's perfect. So maybe the guy. Oh, really? Don't you know this? I mean, don't you see this or that fly? Hey, you know what? Eh, Listen, she's perfect. For me, she's perfect. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I would love to have her, but maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm out of my league. All I know is that nothing's going to stop me from trying. And last week I talked about this wedding. I got my niece's wedding, one of my twin nieces' wedding in July of this year in Graygle, California, about 92 miles from here, probably less than 2 hours away. But I marked two on the RSVP card, just wishful thinking. Like I said, maybe I'm just delusional to think that I'm ever going to have a chance with this lady. But she's the one I got in mind and taken. She knows who she is. But my sister, she called me back when I checked too, and well, what are you bringing? I've never, what does she think I'm going to bring a prostitute, an escort? I mean, I've never gone to escorts in my life, and what's she thinking that she can't trust my choice in women? The last woman I was with was actually a woman she introduced me to, so my sister knows better than that. But the deal was, well, oh my gosh, it's remember this is $200 a head and all this. So you know what I did? I figured out how I was going to solve this problem, and I sent her a check, and so I've got more time to hopefully. God, I'd love to have this lady come with me, but I don't want to go alone. God, I am so tired of going to these kind of events alone and just being that lonely loser there. God, of all the things I think, people want to be multi-billionaires, God, I could care less. Compared to that, relative to just wanting her, I mean, it's just like, there's just no contest. None at all. I know what I've wanted since I was a little boy. I know what I need to satisfy me. I need a woman to make happy. That's it. That's all I really want to do. I want to fulfill all the things she wants in a husband. Things she hasn't even imagined yet, thought of. But things that I can do for her. Because that's going to bring me the greatest happiness. Because being selfless, I know, will bring me happiness. That is the ultimate selfish thing that I can do. We're all the same. But I want her, and I would love her to go. But she's got longer to let me know. She's got till at least the end of June. So, hey, whether she shows up or not, I mean, that small price I paid for all the good things that have come into my life just from being in love. So I was talking about, I know how I got sidetracked here. I was talking about delusion. There's really bad delusion. Okay, if you've got a delusion going on that you're not going to be able to stand before your owner someday and give account, that your belief systems aren't going to hold water, in other words, that's a bad delusion. You don't want to be involved in that. That's the kind that, send you to that place where, with all those hypocrites, the weeping and gnashing of teeth, and all those that say, hell, I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. Well, if you're that kind of person, then that's where you deserve to go. But that's where you're going. If you miss the mark, and there's your argument, your belief systems, your reality that you choose to believe in, your perspective, your perception that your reality is composed of doesn't hold water, well, you're going to that place, and you're going to be ruled by those people. Just remember that. If you miss the mark just a little bit, you could be 99% good, pure, righteous, nice human being, benevolent, and all this, altruistic. But if you miss that 1%, you see, that's why I've got to warn people. Because it's so easy to be deceived and to fall into that trap. That's bad delusion. You don't want to be involved in that. You 100% believe in equality and freedom, universal, absolute freedom for everybody. Have a pure, clean heart before your God. Be able to answer quickly when you're asked those kind of serious questions on how you lived your life. Did you treat money like a hot potato and just say, I want to go to heaven, man. Or I want to believe there's a better world, that not this crap hole, not this hellhole that, I can trust in, because it just gets worse and worse and worse. And eventually I know it's going to catch up with me one way or another. Death, disease, old age, everything bad is going to happen. I mean, how invested does anybody want to be? So you want to believe in a better world, that, you have that chance of going to a better world, that you're going to be found worthy and deserving. Your arguments are going to hold water. Now, then there's the other idea of delusion, is this placebo effect. And that reminds me of faith, right? So people can say, oh, well, I don't believe in God. Well, look, just keep that door open. Keep that possibility open. It's like saying, I'm going to turn down this. Somebody's trying to hand me free insurance. It just cost me a penny. Don't have to do nothing. Don't have to lift a finger. It's just saying, well, maybe it is true. So just keep it in mind. And, then you have the right values, like you value your integrity and your honor and your conscience and your reputation and your soul. Is it so bad to value those things? I mean, that's it. That's what I'm saying. And just say, wow, and give a little consideration to the possibility that is life after life. There is an eternal life, and God can as easily give you a new body as he gave you this one. That's called the resurrection of the dead. I mean, God owns the atoms. They're not even escaping this atmosphere. So on a very scientific base level, you could say it is possible that God could reconstitute all the atoms and make them better, add some imperishable atoms, so you have a body that's so atomically superior that it can't get diseases. It can't die. Not even gravity and momentum can hurt it anymore. Wow, that is pretty cool. Is that so impossible to believe? I mean, that's what I mean by little faith. Look at God set up the universe and everything contained therein and all the flora and fauna. How could it have happened accidentally? Just a happenstance, a quirk. Well, I don't know how the eyeball is more sophisticated than any state-of-the-art camera lens we have today that took a lot of thought and ingenuity and imagination that went into these state-of-the-art lenses. But they're not as advanced as a human eyeball. And do we have one piece of equipment, one machine out there that is self-healing? But yet that's what the body, and we're to believe there's not a God? You see the absurdity in that? But anyway, getting back to this, the second commandment Jesus gave is where all the other 10 are summed up. He said, in this are the law and the prophets are summed up. That you love one another as I have loved you. I mean, that's vast love. That is unconditional, wanton, just unbridled, unashamed love that you have for even your enemies. That you get it. And you're empowered and you're freed when you get that kind of love. Your enemy, for God's sake, how many of us live with resentment for our enemies? Yeah, I mean the burden of of hating our enemies, and it's so hard not to. And God knows we've all hated our enemies. It's sort of like the people will deny that they love money, so because they know that the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, but they likewise they don't want to admit that they have hated their enemy, and just prayed against them and wanted the worst for them, wanted bad things to happen to them, or even to inflict bad things on them. I mean, how many times has that happened, right? But we can't do that. We have to learn to love our enemies, to free ourselves from them. And it's empowering because you can't feign it. And this whole second commandment goes to the golden rule. If you live by this rule and treat others the way you want to be treated,